Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Straight Shooting Talk. Today we're taking another look at the T97 rifle. And I say another look because 5 years ago or so, 2008 roughly, I had the good fortune to be able to play with one of the original 5 that came into the country. Lever Arms in Vancouver brought in 5 rifles and had them approved at that time by the RCMP. Then they brought in another 50, and those were sold privately. Then another importer in Western Canada, CanadaAmmo.com, brought in a shipment, a container load full of, I believe it was 800 of them. And at that point, those were seized by the RCMP, and that's why the shirt is what it is, commenting on the fact that the registration allowed those rifles to be seized. 5 years have gone past. The registry is now gone away, yes. And in 2013, late 2013, in September now as we record this, the new improved version of the T97 Chinese bullpup is now available for purchase across the board in Canada. This one is actually imported by another distributor, a third distributor now. This is brought in by North Sylva, Eastern company out of Ontario, I believe. So we're going to take a look at the North Sylva's version of the Chinese T97A semi-automatic bullpup rifle. Once again, Dave is going to show us how to field strip this one, close-up view this time.
Alright, so first, this has already been clear, but we'll show you that the chamber's empty here.
Chamber clear.
Then we've got a push pin in the rear. You'll want to keep tension on the butt pad,
because it is spring-loaded.
There's the recoil spring right here. This just drops out of place. Then this interesting recoil reduction device, it's like a buffer.
Right, okay. Odd looking thing, but apparently it cuts the recoil a bit.
Bolt and carrier. This is a rotating bolt design.
Yes, okay. Simple, straightforward, effective.
Right, so once that's out of the way, we'll get a bit of clearance on the upper handguard here. Should slide for me. Just a little bit, enough to allow me to...
okay, so once the rear upper stock is removed, then the carry handle and front upper slides back just a few millimeter.
Right, now on the stock rifle you can just slip this right off, right? The rail is going to keep me from doing that right now, but the important thing is that I can get to the gas system here. Here's the selector. Basically you want that to be horizontal.
Oh, okay, so your gas selector.
Once it's horizontal,
yes,
you've got access to the gas system. It should slide out for us. There we go.
Okay, so it's sort of reminiscent of an FAL system with a plug that comes out and then the piston that comes out forward.
Yeah, all really accessible.
Okay.
We should mention that most of these rifles are getting shipped with the gas selector in the 0 position, which basically turns it into a bolt action. It shuts the gas system off, bypasses it. We've heard some reports of people wondering what's wrong with the rifle. All you have to do is basically depress this selector, slide it over to position 1 for regular conditions. Position 2 is for adverse or dirty conditions, and it introduces more gas into the system. So you want this to be totally horizontal, forward, and then it rides on the guides here.
That's the bolt itself you're talking about?
Yes.
So pull the bolt forward in position in the bolt carrier?
Yep. See, it'll naturally fall back and rotate.
Yeah.
So we'll get it horizontal.
Okay.
And there's guides on the receiver here. This is the actual metal part of the rifle. This slams home. It's very simple.
Once you know how.
This push pin needs to be out of the way, of course.
And it is a captive push pin, so there's no chance of losing it.
The other one on the lower receiver is not. Using our spring here. It should get easier as you use the rifle more. trigger for clearance, right? The trigger bar is right under there, so you're going to want to depress that to get this in.
Oh, you depress the trigger so as to get the guts back in?
And then push pin is going to get in the way again.
You're leaning it on the table.
Forward handguard.
So it takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of dexterity.
Yeah, for sure. Push pin out of the way. You can see it's flush. There we go.
And we're good to go. Let's warm it up.
Right on.
David Clare. So my sensations from firing this are same as from what I recall from firing one 5 years ago. Is it has a long trigger pull, very long trigger pull, but it's actually quite a nice trigger pull. A lot of bullpups have a very scratchy, rough feel to it. The Tavor has a very heavy, like 12 pounds or some ridiculous number. It's a long trigger pull, but smooth and breaks cleanly, so I like it.
Just a bit of a trim around the ejection port here.
Make a solid piece.
And I took off the tabs that are the factory CTR riser has.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on there really well.
Perfect. Anyway, Dave, I want to thank you once again for letting me look at it. Enjoyed getting out and playing with it again for the first time in 5 years. And I have one on order from another distributor, another importer, Canada Ammo. I've had an order deposit, $100 deposit in place for since 2008, I suppose. So looking forward to getting mine in the next little while, and hope the viewers enjoyed this, and look forward to creating another video in the near future.
Thank you.
Stay open once you're empty.